Hey guys, welcome to Geo with Motsoko. In today's video, we are doing the topic of local climate, right? Local climate. Okay, we are going to be dealing specifically with slope aspect. Okay, but let's start by defining local climate, right? You can hear the word local, right? Something small, not global, not regional, but local climate, right? We're looking at a specific small area. Okay, now, to define local climate, we say that this refers to the study of climate, right? This is the study of climate over a small area, such as within a valley or within a city, right? Yes, as we move on, we're going to talk about urban climate, right? But for today, let's start by dealing with our valley climate and our slope aspect. Okay, now to define valley climate, we say that valley climate refers to specific microclimate occurring within a valley. Remember, micro means small, right? We're looking at climate of a small area here. Okay, local climate, this refers to the study of climate of over a small area, such as within a valley or in a city. We're not looking at global now, we're looking at local. Okay, now when you define valley climate, we say this is valley climate refers to specific microclimate, right, occurring in valleys. Micro means small. We're just looking at a slope. Okay, and then there's this topic which speaks about slope aspect. Okay, let me just highlight as we move on. Now, it's very important for you to understand slope aspect. Okay, in fact, all the terminologies are important. Okay, it's very important to know exactly what we're talking about. Local should tell you that we are working with climate of a small area, right? Valley climate, remember, microclimate occurring in valleys, right? Micro means small. Okay, and then slope and aspect. Let's go. The situation of a mountain or a hill slope. Can you see these hills here, right? They are not receiving the sun's radiation in the same way, right? They are not receiving the same amount of insolation. Let me highlight in red, right? This part of my slope in red, as you can see, is receiving direct solar radiation, right? Is receiving direct insolation. Direct what? Insolation, incoming solar radiation. Okay, uh, let me highlight this part of the slope in blue, right? The part which I'm highlighting in blue is not receiving direct insolation. Okay, red represents my high temperature and blue will represent my cool temperatures, right? Where it's red, I'm dealing with warm temperatures. Where it's blue, I'm dealing with cool temperatures, right? Now it says then the situation of a mountain or a hill slope in relation to the sun's rays, right? In relation to the sun's rays is known as aspect, right? So aspect refers to the situation. You can see this mountain slope, this hill slope, this slope, we have a slope, we have a slope, right? Now its orientation, right, or its situation in relation to the sun's rays, that is what we call our aspect, right? Aspect. So if you are asked to define aspect, you tell us it is the situation of a mountain or hill slope. You can see these slopes. We have a slope, we have a slope, we have a slope, right? The situation of the slope in relation to these arrows, right? In relation to the sun's rays, that is what we call aspect, right? And then it says that the angle at which the sun's rays will strike the slope will determine the climate. The angle in which it strikes the slope will determine what? The climate. We can already tell that. Can you see where it's red? It's receiving direct insolation. Direct insolation, more energy from the sun, therefore it's going to be warm, right? You can see this part, it even says shadow zone. You can see it's receiving indirect sun's radiation. Okay, so obviously over there is going to be cooler. It's going to be cooler. Okay, then the first point here, right, we need to read and understand what they are telling us, right? It says the slopes facing the equator receive direct insolation and therefore are warmer. Let me draw something. They are saying that slopes facing the equator, you'll excuse my circular. Let me restart the circle. There's no way. Let me remove this and Do it one more time. Let me use another color. I think I'll stick with yellow. They are saying that slopes facing the equator receive what? Direct insolation, right? I'm going to try and draw the earth. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to draw the 0-degree line of latitude, okay, which is the equator, okay, which is the equator. Now we all know that the equator on the corner, let me put the sun, okay. Now we know that the equator receives direct insolation. See that this arrow is direct, right? It receives direct insolation, and therefore it is going to be hotter, it's going to be warmer. And now let me draw arrows pointing towards my poles, and then the poles receive indirect insolation, and therefore they are going to be cooler. Now let me use red. Let me use red to indicate that the equator is receiving direct insolation, right? And therefore it is warmer, it is hotter. I'm going to use the color red, okay? And then I'm saying that the poles receive indirect, so they are going to be cooler, they're going to be cold, right? So I'm using the color blue for the poles, the color blue for the poles, okay? And then it says that slopes facing the equator, this is the equator, they are going to be warmer, obviously, because it receives direct insolation. You can see this arrow is direct. So if a slope is facing the equator, it is going to be warmer. But if a slope is facing the poles, it is going to be cold, because remember the poles receive indirect or oblique insolation, incoming solar radiation, okay. Now it goes on to say that in the southern hemisphere, right, in the southern hemisphere, let me highlight where it says southern hemisphere, right? As a geographer, you need to be having a yellow highlighter. In the southern hemisphere, north facing slopes are warmer, right, because they receive direct insolation, but south facing slopes are cooler. If you look at this diagram here, you can see the north facing slopes are warmer, and then the south facing slopes are cooler, right? Now let me explain using this diagram, right? It will make it easier for you to understand this diagram which I draw on the side. Let me draw South Africa somewhere there, okay? Let me use a different color for South Africa. Let me use green, okay? Here's my South Africa. Let me use green. Oh, it's yellow, it's fine. Okay, guys, of course my diagram is not perfect, but this is representing my South Africa, okay? And then I'm going to use another color. Let me use purple, okay? Now we are saying that, so remember, South Africa is in the southern hemisphere. It is in the southern hemisphere. This is the southern hemisphere, and above the equator I have the northern hemisphere. Now we are saying that in the southern hemisphere, South Africa is in the southern hemisphere, north facing. Let's draw an arrow. You can see this arrow here is pointing up. It's pointing up. It's pointing north. Can you see that? If a slope in South Africa is facing north, you can see it's facing towards the equator, it is going to be warmer. It receives more direct insolation. Do you see that? Now let's point south. Oh, what have I done now? Now let's point south. Let me erase what I've done here. Yes. Now I'm saying that if a slope in South Africa in the southern hemisphere is facing south, it is going to receive indirect insolation. It's facing the poles, right? And therefore it is going to be cold, right? Using this diagram, it is very easy to understand. This is South Africa right in the center, right in the southern hemisphere. If a slope is facing north, you can see it's facing towards the equator, it receives the direct insolation. It is going to be warmer. But if a slope is facing the south, it receives the indirect insolation. It's facing the poles, right? And therefore it's going to be cold. That's what they are saying here. In the southern hemisphere, the north facing slopes are warmer. Look at this. The north facing slopes are going to be warmer. The south facing slopes are going to be cooler. You see they are facing towards the poles. They receive oblique insolation. Okay. Now the opposite will be true for the northern hemisphere, right? Let me draw something there in the northern hemisphere. Let me draw just any. Okay, obviously it doesn't look like any of the continents, but let's pretend this is a continent in the northern hemisphere. Okay, in the northern hemisphere, if a slope is facing south, can you see? If it's facing south, it is facing towards the equator, and therefore it's going to be warmer. But if it's facing north, it's facing towards the poles, and therefore it's going to be cool. So the opposite applies for the northern hemisphere. Okay, and then it says here in our notes, the shaded area represents the shadow zone, right? Can you see this shaded area? They even put the shadow zone is receiving indirect insolation, right? Indirect sun's rays. Okay. Now, this will obviously affect the climate within this valley, right? The aspect, the situation of these slopes in relation to the sun's rays. Okay. And then uh, we have to move on to the influence, right? The influence of aspect on human activities, right? Its impact socially and environmentally, okay? Socially and environmentally. Now, it's very important for you to understand this whole concept of aspect, right? Remember, it is the situation of the mountain or mountain slope, you see these slopes, in relation to the sun's rays, right? That's aspect, and obviously it is going to determine the climate within our valley, right? Within our valley. Now, let's look at economic activities. When we speak economic, we think about money, right? This is how aspect will affect economic activities, right? In mountainous areas, slopes facing the poles are going to be suitable for forestry. Now, let me explain, okay? Now, obviously, normally we say that warm air is moist, it rises, cools, and condenses to form clouds and therefore more rainfall, right? And normally we keep telling you that warm air has more moisture, right? The cold air is dry. Now, the opposite is true for what's happening here. Now, do you see this warm air, right? Remember, I said this red represents my warm air because it's receiving direct insolation. Now, the air over here is going to be warm, but because it's receiving direct insolation, there's going to be a lot of evaporation. Therefore, the slope, right, this side of the mountain is going to lose a lot of moisture. This slope is going to lose a lot of moisture. So this side is going to be warm and dry, not warm and moist, but warm and dry, because there's too much insolation, right, which leads to more evaporation. Now the slope becomes dry. It becomes dry, right, but it's warm at the same time. But if you look at this side, this blue part, the shadow zone, right, this side of the slope receives indirect insolation, so it is cool. But since it does not receive intense heating, right, it still carries some of the moisture. It still carries some moisture. So that's why forestry can thrive on this side, on the cool south-facing slopes, right? On the cool south-facing slopes, right? The cool south-facing slopes are suitable for forestry because they have some moisture. This side is cool and moist. Cool and what? Moist. Okay. It says there, fruit farmers, right, grow grapes for wine making, right? Grapes for wine making on the warm north facing, right? So this side, the warm side, this part of the slope, the red one, it's suitable for farming wine grapes, right? It's suitable for farming what? Grapes for wine making, because remember the warm temperatures will be suitable for making the grapes sweeter, for sweetening them and ripening them, right? Making them ripe azovuthwa litobuthwa, right? Yes. So the warm north facing slope is suitable for farming grapes for wine, right? Because those grapes are going to sweeten and ripen because of the warm temperatures, okay? But this side, the cool side of the mountain, is suitable for forestry. What? For forestry. Okay. It goes on to say that citrus fruits that have thick skin, that have what? Thick skin, are cultivated on the cooler south-facing slopes, right? Our citrus fruits such as oranges, right, will thrive on the cool south-facing slopes, right? They don't need a lot of sunlight, okay? Okay, now the influence of aspect. Remember, I did on economy. Now we're dealing with settlement, right? We're dealing with what? Settlement. On settlement, it says in the southern hemisphere. Remember, we said the north-facing slopes are warmer, right? So more and more people prefer to live on the north-facing slopes. I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying a lot more people prefer to live on the warm north-facing slopes. This means that property values are going to be high on the north facing slopes. Remember, if more and more people want to live in the north facing slopes which are warm, obviously it's going to increase the demand, right? So that's why the property values are high, and these sites are occupied by high income residential areas. Okay, let me just draw the diagram here on the side so we know what we're talking about. Okay, here's my slope. Okay, doesn't look so good. Here's the sun. Shoop. Direct insolation. Direct insolation. Indirect insolation. Okay, so this is my north facing slope, the one I keep speaking about. Right? Let me make it red. The north facing slope receiving the direct insolation. Okay. In the southern hemisphere, the north-facing slopes receive direct insolation. Okay, now we are saying that property values are going to be higher on this warm side because people prefer warmer climates. Okay, so our property values will be higher. Okay, vegetation, right? It says that there will be dense vegetation such as forests, shrubs, and ferns, right, on the south facing. Remember, south facing is cool, but at the same time, it has some moisture, right? So obviously, there's going to be dense vegetation. There's going to be a lot of vegetation on the south facing slope, right, which is not receiving a lot of sunlight because now it is able to retain some moisture. You see that? So on the south facing slope, there's going to be dense vegetation, a lot of vegetation. But on the north facing slope, you can see this part where there's a lot of insolation, incoming solar radiation. There's going to be hardy vegetation that's very resistant vegetation, such as grass and succulents. But it's going to be sparse, which means it's not going to be there's not going to be a lot of it, right? It's going to be sparse vegetation, right, on that north facing slope. You can see here they even go on to tell you that the reason why there's going to be sparse vegetation on the north facing is because the north facing slopes are warm and dry. They are not warm and moist, they are warm and dry. So there's going to be sparse vegetation, few vegetation. Okay, and then we are saying that on the south facing slope, right, the one which is not receiving the direct insolation, right, there is going to be dense vegetation, right, a lot of vegetation there because it is cool and moist. It's not cool and dry, it is cool and what, and moist. Okay,